guys, welcome back. It has been so long. We've had such a drought of any Ewha related videos. To address the drought of Ewha related videos, I have graduated from my program at Ewha. I'm not there to constantly be finding new things and showing you new things. I am back in America finishing my degree here, and then I'll return to Korea in 2018. But like, so many people come to me still thinking I'm a student and asking me questions that I just genuinely don't know the answers to anymore. And I'm sorry, and I'm starting to forget a few things. And I know I started this whole channel because I wanted other people to have easy access to information and to be able to come to me, and you can still absolutely do that. But just keep in mind, I am no longer actively a student at Ewha. But with that being said, I do definitely still remember everything there is to remember about the food situation at Ewha, because I don't know how it is in your home country, but here in America, food at elementary, middle, high school, college, food no matter where you go sucks, okay? Cafeteria lunches are terrible. They try to be healthy, but it's just gross. And it's like just low quality and disgusting. But listen, okay, the food at Ewha is so good. I miss it so much. When I go back and visit in May, I've already told my boyfriend that we need an Ewha day where I go and pretend I'm still a student and eat lunch with them, because I miss their food. It's good quality. You have a lot of options. The menu changes pretty daily depending on where you go. I dug through a whole box of Ewha and Korea memories for you to get to this little handy dandy pamphlet, On Campus Cafe and Cafeteria Guide, where to eat at Ewha. And this picture is a little misleading because nowhere can you get waffles that look that good. You can get a waffle, but it will not look that good. But at any rate, you open this guide up, here's some lovely art, and I'm going to go through with you where to eat at Ewha, and I will give you my recommendations and suggestions. My dudes, look at this list. This is a very extensive list. Granted, this is everything from the convenience store to a very expensive, like traditional Chinese dinner. So this is just a whole range of possibilities that are open to you. But if we just look at the first panel, which says main dish, then we have Lounge O, which is Helen Hall first floor. And I have no idea what that is. I don't know if I've ever been there, but it's there. If anyone's in Helen Hall, I don't really remember Helen Hall existing. So, if you're in Helen Hall, there's a place to eat. Hanwori Cafe. This is in the native, like regular undergraduate student dormitory. So as an international student, unless like your friend's the native student who like lets you into their dorm, you're never gonna eat here. Student cafeteria at the Human Ecology Building, second basement floor. Style food court, and price range is 1 to 3.5 thousand won. That's a little iffy. I remember paying extra for some things, but the point is, this is an incredibly cheap lunch. Like that's essentially 85 cents to like 250. Like it's so cheap and the quality is so good and you have so many options. And this is the one, the Human Ecology Building, I would go to almost every day depending on which of my friends were available and where we could meet and everything like that. It's right next to the dorms. It's like a 30-second walk. And the food is good quality. And this is the one where like it changes daily. Like every day you have the option of ramen, but other than that you have like a hot pot, a Western style meal, but you have like different options. And the Western food isn't necessarily always something I recognize as being from the West. I think it's definitely Korean Western food. But at any rate, great place to eat, super cheap, options change daily, great food. Jin Hall Cafeteria, they serve mainly Korean, some Western, and some coffee. Again, I don't know where that is. There are just so many that are in little specialized buildings. Like for me, I have a certain building I go to all the time for some of my design and advertising courses, and in the basement there's a little cafe. So it's stuff like that. If you're currently at college, you know that they squirrel away like really small cafes and really small places to get snacks in a lot of places. And Ewha does the same thing. Depending on what building you're in, there's always gonna be like something very small, either close by or in the next building over. So there's just a lot of small options, but also a lot of good, bigger options. Dr. Robin. So this is more of restaurant style, and it is very good. Next to the price range, it goes 3,000 won and a little squiggle to like indicate that it just goes up from there. So depending what you can get, it can be cheap, but also quite expensive. Drinks are a little more expensive, like $4 for like iced tea or something. But it's like really cute. It says the style is Western Asian coffee bakery snack. It's in the ECC at the way back, and it's actually next to Starbucks. Food court. So this is in the ECC. This is like the main food court. You see a lot of non-students eating here, like people that are visiting. Sometimes professors will stay to eat there, and you'll see a lot of like adults. I would eat here before class a lot. They had like, oh my goodness, so many of their dishes were so good. And it actually is a seasonal menu. So they have like a winter menu and then a summer menu. And if you're there for a semester or a year, you'll see it switch over. It's not like the summer menu is only for spring semester. It'll switch appropriately. But again, really good food for not a whole lot of money. It says 3,000 won and up, and you could pay 10,000 won for something, which is like $8.50, which kind of seems a little excessive. It's a little much. But really, I mean, you're paying for good quality food and you get a lot. Like, you don't leave like dissatisfied ever. At least that's in my opinion. I also really liked Korean food, and that's mostly what they sell. Yeah, it just says food court, but it's at least 90% all Korean options. If you want a Western option, you would have to go to Human Ecology Building, and even then the Western options aren't always that good. Faculty cafeteria, obviously you have no business being there. And then Cafe Ho, which is also in the ECC. The style is Chinese, and it's 9,000 won and up. Me and my friend went there once when everyone else was busy over the weekend, and we accidentally spent so much money because they had like a set menu, and we thought we were paying the one really expensive base price for 2 people because it said like limit 2 people. And this is something to know if you go to Korea. They will not serve you food in a lot of places if you're only there by yourself. And a lot of their dishes are meant to be shared. So if you see in parentheses next to the menu, like 2 people up or like 2 plus or for 2 people, that means they will not sell it to you if you're by yourself or just as one entree. It's meant to be shared. You need to have at least 2 people, and that price is that price per person. So don't think you're splitting the cost like I did at Cafe Ho and end up paying so much extra. But at the same token, their food was really good, and I had like a frozen persimmon and it was like heavenly. Expensive, but if you could swing it, it's a little worth it. So if you close that side and open up the other one, you get to coffee, bakery, and snack. We have Cafe Nescafe, which is in the International House on the basement floor. And if you saw my first day in Korea story time kind of thing, you completely don't need to go watch that. But I mentioned that this was my first meal in Korea as soon as I got to campus. They have coffee, but they also have like overpriced hot dogs and some snack stuff. I mean, it's really close by, and it's next to the ATM. So if you need money, you can just get a coffee while you're there. But it's just like a low-key cafe. Ewha Sarang. So this is snack, bakery, cafe, and it's in the POSCO building, first basement floor. The price range is 1.5 to 4,000 won. This is, I believe, the one where they serve mainly kimbap, and there's a Paris baguette. So I basically went there once for lunch, but I wasn't really in the mood for kimbap, and there weren't many other options besides that. So I actually never ate there, but if you're really interested in just like cheap, good kimbap, then, oh, if you don't know what kimbap is, it's like the Korean version of onigiri. So it's like rice, and then there's like a filling inside, like tuna mayonnaise, chicken, spicy beef. They're really good. Every once in a while I would get one from the convenience store, but I never felt like that was all I ever wanted for lunch, so I personally just never went there to eat. But a lot of the native students I know and other students, even international students, would go there a lot of the time to eat. So it's just entirely subjective, whatever you feel like eating. There's another Nescafe in the POSCO building on the 7th floor. So once again, if you go to university already, you know that they squirrel away little cafes and little places to get snacks. So it's just one of those places where they squirrel something away, something small, so you can get a coffee. On the next page, we have Starbucks, which says 2.5 thousand won and up, because Starbucks in Korea is a little expensive. But Starbucks in Korea have like, if you saw my Instagram video, then you saw they have like full cakes, like small like cakes, and it's just like a legitimate bakery, and they have like yogurt and like lunch options. And I know some Starbucks in America have the lunch options, but it's just so much more intense, the Starbucks experience in Korea. Plus they have a much different seasonal menu. So Starbucks was always crowded. There was never a single time I went there and there wasn't a line. So I think I actually went to Starbucks like twice the entire semester I was there. because there was just like cheaper options elsewhere that didn't have a line. So why would I wait in that line? Richmond, this is so cute. It's in the ECC. It's a bakery. It's a French style bakery. It's a little expensive because it's not cheap products. They're good products. They have the, I don't know how to say this right, the macaroons. They sell bread, like olive bread and chocolate bread. And actually, during my Korean language class, we would get a little break because it was like 3 hours long. And I would go down to the bakery and usually get like a little cookie and then go back up. It was super cute. The price range, I said it was expensive, but it says 1,000 won and up, which is like 85 cents and up. You can get like a small individually packaged cookie for 1,000 won, which is $1. And they also have coffee and tea that I would get sometimes. Just really cute, French style, so many options. And then here we have GS25 convenience store. Also in the ECC is the GS25, which its main competitor is the CU. It's just like this huge, all-encompassing convenience store. You can get and make like 50,000 different kinds of ramen. They have kimbap and other like, you can heat it up, like pre-packaged convenience store meals. They have yogurts and coffees and just all kinds of snacks. So it's just this huge convenience store. And I would go there a lot of the times to get a snack if I didn't feel like going to the bakery in between like classes, or during that break time in Korean, I would go get a yogurt from a convenience store. And yeah, they don't have a price range listed because it's like everything from 1,000 won up to, I don't know how expensive the most expensive option there was. But at any rate, that was the full list of on-campus cafe and cafeteria. The two I believe you will go to the most often are Human Ecology Building because it's cheap and it's so many options and it's so close to the dorms, and also the ECC cafeteria because it's right there in the hub of campus. You'll probably be in a lot of classes there anyway, and they have really good food. And it's just, there are so many options on Ewha for food, and depending on what you get, they can be very cheap or very expensive. But at any rate, it's all really good food, and it's very easy to find something that you like. Even like one of my friends, Miranda, you've seen in a couple of videos, she's a very picky eater, and even she says sometimes that she misses the food at Human Ecology Building. And I miss the food, honestly, I do. I really, really miss the one hot pot with the rice and the kimchi, and they would get like kind of burnt together and you would mix it all up. I know that was kind of long and probably a little dry, but a lot of people were asking me what the food options on campus were, and you have a lot. And it's not only stuff like on campus, because international students don't get a meal plan, so don't think you're gonna be paying for this with a meal plan, okay? You're paying for this out of pocket, and sometimes like we didn't feel like getting food on campus. There's right under the international dorms, there's another CU off campus. So it's just all what you want. We would go out in Ide and Shincheon a lot of the times for dinner because prices were comparable. You can either find something really cheap or really expensive, whether on campus or not. So just remember that. I mean, you won't always be eating on campus, and there's a tons and tons of food options off campus, just as little as a 5-minute walk away. You don't need to get on the subway. You don't need to feel like you're going out for a trek, although I always kind of thought of it as a mini adventure because I just loved walking around so much. But again, you have so many food options. You will never go hungry unless you run out of money. And even then, you can live on 10,000 won or less a day. It might be hard and you might get tired of your options because you'll be having things like ramen and little yogurts, but you can live on 10,000 won or less in terms of food a day. Or you could splurge and go up to 30,000 because there's like a, I think it's called Queen Bagels right outside the gates of Ewha. It's a bagel shop. They have like 50 kinds of bagels and all these different cream cheeses, and it's like totally artistic, and you can get like breakfast sandwiches, but they're a little expensive. You know, just keep things like that in mind. You can go off campus and get something for whatever meal. You could stay on campus and get something for whatever meal. There's always options for every price range. And again, just enjoy your time at Ewha, enjoy the food. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you still have Ewha related video suggestions, feel free to give them to me. I still have plenty of Korea related videos, like vlogs I never got to upload, and just Korea things in general, like how much English you really need to know to succeed abroad. And yeah, so stuff, I have material. It's just not all necessarily Ewha related. But if you have ideas, let me know. If it's something I have enough content to talk about, I will. So just let me know. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.